Daryl Braithwaite.
Daryl.
You got to get that.
You've got Daryl Braithwaite money.
You got to get that
Holy shit!
Have you not seen the boat ramp episode?
But fucking, you got out of my car this afternoon and you had your door open for you. I don't understand how this is.
That's how Timmy pays his rent.
Oh.
Give him a kiss, mate. Shut the fuck up, Tim.
You told me to speak up in the first one.
Shut the fuck up, Tim.
Okay.
I can't win.
You right now?
You can if you be quiet. Just be shush.
Now we're down to 1 hour and fucking 5 minutes.
It's your fault. You told me to speak
If Rex
up.
is going to tell a story...
You told me to speak up on the first one, then you told me to shut up in the second one.
Okay, shut up. Welcome back to Fish and Drifts podcast. And
Episode 2.
this is an absolute special episode. We've got my main boys that do the tuning for the R33.4 and they've done some good work on it. We've got Max and Rex from Onsong Performance. And here we are sitting in their shed tonight. And we're going
backyard.
Yeah, in their backyard, mate.
We made sure to like vacuum all of the cred out. There's no cred here.
Yeah, no credit here,
good.
mate.
We're good.
So we're having a few drinks. We're having a catch up with the boys. We've dropped off the R33.4 for more upgrades, Max.
Bit of a tickle.
Yeah. As we can see here, we're proudly sponsored by Pulsar Turbos, and we've got one of their beautiful turbos on display there, which this is the one going on the car, isn't it, Max?
That is the item that's going on the car.
That is the one,
From
mate.
Pulsar turbos from the man James himself.
Yeah, James, yep. Jeffrey's been talking to James, and he's happily to jump on board.
It'll support you this year. We'll see how we go for next year.
That's the go, that's the go. And what do we got over here, Max?
Got a little black box.
Little black box, eh?
No, I got a Motec. So anyway, the boys here, they approached us for a sponsorship for the year, and they had a pretty good year just gone, considering it was their first year really driving. Brad drove every event they let him drive, no matter what the discipline was, and we were pretty impressed. So it's a pretty good business card, the old 33.4.
Yeah.
Sent us a few gifts throughout the year that are up around the shed, so rubbed us up the right way and buttered us up, and no, we decided.
Well, we have to say, like, we really, really like Brad's car.
Yeah, Brad's an
Brad himself.
as well.
Yeah.
He's not too bad. No, we get on pretty well, and the juice is worth the squeeze for this one. Realistically, for what this car is at the moment, like a Haltech Elite 750 would probably do the job. But Motec's just something that we've always wanted to play with. We've been looking for an excuse to play with one forever. And for room to allow the car to grow in future, which the way the boys are going, it's definitely going to be what happens. Something closer to a Haltech Elite 2000 would have been better. But unfortunately at the moment, Haltechs have, like just about everyone, are having a lot of issues getting certain parts. That ECU particularly is on back order for like 8 weeks. And for that sort of money, we could have broken into, or a little bit extra money, we could break into Motec. So that's what we decided to do. We decided to just swing the big Motec comp all around in a circle.
When everyone thinks Motec, they think high dollars.
Yeah, exactly.
What's this thing going for on the market, mate?
20 million.
20 million!
No, it's
$20 million?
20 million.
It's about $2,200. That's the M130 GP Lite, which is basically Motec's entry level, getting people into the platform. So yeah, about $2,200, which is pretty similar comparison. We were tossing up between that, either a Haltech Elite 2000, which obviously we didn't go with for those reasons. And we're also looking at an M-tron SL6 as well. But I spoke to a few people. I was pretty keen to either try the Motec or the M-tron. A few of our mates though that were talking about how with M-tron they've run into issues with running out of inputs and outputs and things like that.
Yep.
And their only real option from there is to upgrade the hardware, whereas the way Motec actually works with that M130, there's actually quite a bit of range of possibilities what we can do by just paying to upgrade the firmware package in future if we want to.
Motec goes the way of like their hardware is pretty much all the same, and it's just basically you will pay for the software or the firmware to expand. To expand further. So the M130 GP Lite, like you've got, is pretty much the same hardware as like their full, the full M130 or something like that.
And
you're not.
Also, we're running a trigger kit, which Motec's all good with.
We don't know yet.
Don't know yet.
Oh okay. Yeah, from what I've talked to people, no one's set it up on an M1 yet.
Okay.
It works with the 100 series Motec, but not the M1. So we're going to be the first people to try that. Actually, it was the same situation when I tried to set one up on an Adaptronic. One of those triggers was in the same situation where I was sort of the first person to try and do it.
Yeah, okay.
So, I had a look in the firmware at the trigger settings, and I think it's going to be fine.
Yep.
But yeah, we are running a NZ wiring trigger kit in the car now. It's one of those things where obviously a full crank trigger setup is ideal, but also very expensive and annoying to do with the motor all in the car and everything the way it's set up. So NZ wiring is sort of the next best thing aside from the standard cars. We would have done it a lot earlier in the car, except for the Haltech Platinum plug and play that's already in the car is limited with what you can do trigger wise. So.
Yeah, and as Max said, he was definitely the first person to do that, and he figured it all out. So now that he's done it, he can definitely sort this out.
He will sort this out. Max is going to sort this out.
He can do this. Yes, he can sort this out.
We didn't get it working on Adaptronic. We had to pull the trigger kit out.
I'm sorry. Let me say that.
It didn't work.
Max, sorry, he couldn't do it. So now with my involvement, perhaps.
Oh, right.
Perhaps we have a chance of
Rex
success.
is
So we're going to hand it over to Rex to
right?
figure it out. So now if it doesn't work, it's definitely Rex's fault.
So if you guys want to see all this happen, it's going to be on Boostgumps, the YouTube channel. Max will be documenting the whole thing. And
It'll be titled The Failure of Max.
The downfall.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
We got Matsuri in 2
No,
weeks.
no.
Matsuri.
All jokes aside,
no dyno.
No. All jokes aside, we're a team. We're a team. We work together. It's
Before we move on, how you going, Tim? You're alright, mate. You've been talking all day, and now podcast turns on. Yeah.
eerily silent.
Well, you told me to speak up on the first one and then shut the fuck up. Just
Whoa!
just following orders.
Okay, right. So that's Tim. How you going, Jeff?
All good.
All good, mate. How was the trip down, mate?
Oh, I don't know. I had to put up with you lot. So it's freaking annoying. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're patient man.
Is that why you threw Brad's wallet straight out?
That's right. Just threw it straight out.
He don't need it.
So there is a bit of a story. The
Took you $70 and you were like, fucking bride, and I was like, yeet!
Yes. Out on the road, so the town before Blackbutt, what's it called?
Yarraman.
Yeah, Yandala.
Yarraman.
Yarraman.
Which way did you come from?
North. From Yapoon way.
Yeah, but did you come around like Mary?
It started with Y, yeah. Is it
Yeah,
Yarraman?
Yarraman, yeah.
Rex.
They came from Yarraman.
Okay, so we come from Yarraman and we dropped in there with, we're close to Onsong. We're going to drop into the pub. We'll grab a carton, a few jacks, a few turkeys, whatnot. And while I was coming back out, because the R33.4 is all painted up now, looking schmecko. It's got the Onsong stickers on it.
She was just flaunting her fucking cake.
She was just putting it out there.
Yeah.
And this guy just come up to me and he's like, "Oh mate, this car looks sick. What's the run down the bloody, down the drag strip?" I'm like, "It's an 8-second car all day." I go, "Wait till the bigger turbo's on."
Yeah.
But while I was talking to him, I did place my wallet down into the trailer. And then old Nuts comes out. He's like, "What's going on?"
What are you talking? No, it's not me.
Anyway, you distracted me.
Timmy, shut up.
See what I mean, guys? Fuck.
So Timmy distracted me. The old fella distracted me. And
How
I
can I
left.
distract you if I'm getting told to shut the fuck up?
Yeah, whoa. And then my wallet was left in the trailer. Anyway, we're driving into Blackbutt, and we got this car overtakes us as we're coming in. And the kids are waving in the back, and we're like, oh, they must love the skyline. We got fans. And anyway, they pull up in front of us, hazards on, pull us over. They're like, oh, they must want photos of Jeffrey because he's the big YouTube star, you know.
Fucking typical.
Everywhere we go, they're like, is that Jeff from Fish and Drifts?
No.
Wrong Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
Insert that video here.
Yeah.
My name's Dave.
Yeah, come on, someone can edit that in.
No, Timmy got it on us earlier today.
Yeah, it's on the GoPro.
And then, this lady comes out. I'm like, turn the GoPro on. I'm like, what's going on? You know, it's like, you know, Karen. Is it a Karen? She's up at me, you know. She comes out of the car. She goes, oh, mate, you dropped your wallet about 8 kilometres back that way.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Trying to flash an F8 case.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we're in the dirty GQ, mate.
Yeah, Max.
GQ's just sitting mill out the back.
Yeah, no, we
I don't believe anybody else needs to see the road. Only me. I'm the only one.
Yeah, we went through this on our trip to look for the wallet.
Yeah.
Because it was right as I came around the corner, she was talking to him, and I was like, who is this fucking Karen?
Yeah,
I was getting out of the car. I was like, wait, do you know any of these fucking...
Yeah. Rex has got the Fish and Drift shirt on. He's pulling the model moves. I'm like, this Karen's here, Rex is here. I'm like,
this
it's
chick's
all
on
happening
the-
all at once. You know?
And they're giving me the truth, like, Dad said, like, we've lost Brad's wallet about, apparently, 8 cows out of town. I was like,
she goes,
8 cows out of town.
8 cows.
8 cows?
I'm moving here and moving there.
Distance in Black Butt.
My cows, you reckon?
This is
Hey, they're a good yardstick.
This is Blackbutt. How do you measure distance if not by cows?
We
So
measure
is
it by
that how you
surfboards
like,
and your poon.
Oh yeah, typical fucking coast cunt.
So how do you measure piston gap?
Well, what do you
like
do?
Our hairs?
Oh, what do you do on a fucking king tide? Like, oh yeah.
we go.
We
Oh,
go
no,
to
this
the
is
pub.
about 10 waves. Oh no.
We don't drive up the beach, is what we do.
Yeah, and I don't lose my wallet on the way from fucking Yarrandon to Blackbutt. So anyway.
Rex has had his spill about it.
No,
So
I'm going to go ahead and make
fucking
predictions that
Timmy.
this podcast is going to be unusable.
So Timmy and I jump in Rex's car because he's pulled up. He's seen us in the main street.
No. Unknown person and Bradley jumps in Rex.
Jumps in
That's
Rex's
right.
Ford.
Here we go again.
Ford, yeah.
And then Rex is like,
Barra.
hey, who are you again?
I didn't know you were a Barra.
Go fucking know.
Well, I didn't know who yous were.
No, he goes, what's your name again? I'm like, oh shit, sorry Rex.
Did you not realise there was a cover because I didn't know who either of you were? I just picked you up at the main street of Blackbutt because it's just kind of a thing.
So you
pick
do it
up
on
guys
a
at
regular
Black
I just
basis
pick up dudes in Blackbutt, right? And then I drive them out of town.
and hope for the bus.
And then I was like, you were just in the front seat.
So Rex was driving past and all he heard was wallet. So he's pulled over going, I might get a free wallet out of this.
No, I was like, I wonder if it's a wallet that I found a couple of K's back down the road that I've got stashed in my back pocket.
Anyway,
So anyway.
so the wallet was returned.
Long story short,
Yeah.
we got the wallet back.
So we went.
We didn't find it.
And the story about how you got the wallet back is as long as we've been talking now about how you lost it. So
Yeah, I think I got the wallet quicker back than that story.
yeah, I was terrible. So
Yeah.
well, if you had a Commodore, probably would have happened quicker.
Anyway,
man, I hate Fords. Like,
So-
are you trying to bait me into the fact that it was an XR6 that we were driving? Because man, do I hate them. You've gone the wrong way if you've tried to.
Bold
look,
strategy,
look,
Carton.
look,
See how it plays
look,
out
yeah.
for.
I've ended up in Blackbutt, so
You
I've
know that
definitely gone the wrong
XR6
way.
Turbo that you got into and went with me to find that fucking wallet. I've never had a car that I hated more than that. It's a fucking heap of shit. I hate Ford so much. And I didn't have a problem with that car until I started tuning Fords.
okay.
Alright, we'll come back. Sorry.
Okay.
I hate to.
Now, we've been here for about 8 hours today, and there's a massive variety of
And that's
cars.
just today.
Massive variety of cars out in the
I
yard.
thought we'd been here 3 days.
Yeah, well, you'd think so.
Man of shit you've talked, Tim.
Stop confusing me.
What's your favourite car to work on? Motor-wise or car-wise?
Oh,
Alice, man.
It's about this big. It
No,
comes
no.
in a cardboard box.
Well, actually, Timmy's not wrong here. No, straight off the bat, I'm gonna say LS.
You're an Alice,
Yeah,
man?
no.
Max?
And
Ellis.
Alice. Alice the world?
Ellis.
Yeah.
Those motors just fall together.
They just
Like
fall
you
together.
could drop one in a bin and it would just.
Okay.
it happened to fall together so
drop it like
close. You could just talk the bolts up and it'd work. And like,
Okay.
and we have this argument a lot with.
Okay, so that's work-wise.
Yeah.
That's to keep the business flowing, good.
Just the nicest to work
Yeah,
on.
nicest to work on. It's simple. It's a money maker. Not money maker, but it keeps the bills paid.
works.
It keeps the bills
It's an
paid,
engine
right?
that works.
What's the most excitement motor?
Jake.
The J.
LS.
1 or 2?
Oof.
Either.
Either. Doesn't worry you at all?
No.
Yeah, so 1J, 2J.
The best engineered engine in the world.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Max will die on that hill.
I will.
He will.
They're
Yeah.
amazing. The J's are just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I won't be far behind him. I will still say LS. And
Yeah.
you can't.
You're a bit old school, eh, Rex?
No, and this is where I am a bit torn. I am a bit torn because I come from a background of like carby 308s and 350 sheds and all this stuff, and I was small block, and as I talked to you today about my ute with the nitrous small block, they are still relevant and they're still just as strong. It's just that the way things are at the moment, the aftermarket's definitely geared towards LS, and the LS is
Price-wise, they're a
essentially
really better working point.
and the LS is essentially it's the next generation that followed on from the last small blocks.
Are you throwing pulsar turbos on LSs or what? What's going on?
Yeehaw.
Yeah,
sure.
All the way, eh?
Yep.
Yeah. So what pulsar turbo would suit like a nice treatable LS build?
Depends what the application is. For
Okay.
like a 4-wheel drive, we'll chuck, like on a 5.7, we'll chuck an S366, like a Pulsar SXE S366.
Okay.
If it's like a 6 litre or a 6.2, like a 369 or 372.
Yeah.
So that's sort of in a 4-wheel drive where you want, like the same way our cruiser setup, where you want boost on tap.
Yeah.
Just torque.
Yeah, basically.
Big
you
tyres
just
and then
want,
torque to turn.
just want all of the torque curve.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
while ago, we had on the streetcar side, we had a VE come through. As I was telling you about this afternoon, had a G42 1450 on it, and as I told you, like we it was literally the bare bones, like the bare basics of a combo you could do for a turbo LS. And the thing made 608 on gate pressure at 6 psi.
608 on 6 psi.
At 6 is
What, with
literally.
standard head gaskets and all? Or?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was cammed. Like it had
Yeah.
a VCM
Standard head
cam.
gaskets though. So
And
the
stuff.
LS head gaskets
Okay.
are melted steel from factory.
Oh, so,
okay.
so,
Yeah, you have to worry about
if
that.
that motor didn't have the turbo, there's say a 450 horsepower motor without the turbo.
No, fuck no.
Oh no,
Maybe still 3.
Low 400.
Low-
Yeah,
low fours?
410 to 430 maybe.
and
with
that turbo
particular
turns it
stuff.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another 100,
but-
150.
But it was just.
But it
a
just
fre-
kept eating timing. Like it just kept
Yeah.
taking timing,
Yeah,
kept
like,
making
I
power.
was telling you the story this afternoon. Like to try and keep it short. The guy, it was a pretty new combo to him. He wasn't much of a horsepower guy. He hadn't done turbo cars. It originally came to us. He just had the standard fuel pump and injectors and stuff in it.
He's actually from up your way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's from
yeah.
up north.
Yep.
And we ended up talking. He let us put some 1000cc injectors, a decent fuel pump in it. We're like, look, the fuel pump's what's going to pull us up. He had his really good like e-boost 2 in it. It's got like 6 boost settings and stuff. Like, look, we're running on gate at 6 psi as long as we can get it, and then whatever on top of that, we'll pull it up at like 600 horsepower at the tires, and we'll run it at that. And the thing made 608 at 6 pound.
What sort of cam? 242-ish?
I can't.
not that
I
big.
honestly couldn't
No, not that
remember.
big,
It
man.
was-
They
it
still
was
pulled those
just-
numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And then
No, it was a fairly tame cam. It's not a cam that we normally use. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
yeah, it was just a big
Yeah,
like
it's
it wouldn't have been a
decent
grind that
cam.
we would have picked for it, but it did
Yeah.
work out quite well. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I ended up like trying to back that down a little bit to like 580ish every time, and then we gave him like a second, like a high boost setting
Yeah.
at 8 psi, and it went like 630, and I was like, look, that's
Yeah.
and
That's why we started to run our pump.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we'll see-
that was
we'll-
the holdback, the pump.
The pump.
yeah, and
That was
was
with that 800 horsepower fuel pump module that we put in.
yeah,
800
we
horsepower.
Yeah.
yeah, we were watching
right.
and we were watching time, like the fuel pressure just drop through the run.
Yeah.
And then we were like, look, man, this, and we hadn't even put timing in it.
Yeah.
Like, it would have gone, I can't tell you what it would have gone
Yeah.
with the right timing at the right fuel and stuff.
Extra 100 all
We
day.
just need
So
to-
we know you're pretty fuel critical. What is your main fuel supplier, as in pumps, hoses, fittings? You know,
As in brand.
So-
because I know like there's EFI solutions.
Well,
they
that'd
obviously
be your
got their own
bigger,
bits,
that'd
you
be
know.
the biggest problem on a dyno, yeah? Is fuel pumps or like fuel
Fuel,
issues?
basically,
Fuel-
fuel
fuel
supply,
systems?
wiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are two biggest
Yep,
issues.
two biggest
Fuel pumps, it really just depends on the application.
And budget, obviously.
But, yeah, and budget. But basically, we just try and stick to genuine stuff, like any TI Automotive stuff, which is Warbro now,
Yep.
and now TI Automotive.
Raceworks are good.
And Raceworks, we like Raceworks.
Especially with the 85 stuff, because Raceworks will give a
Warranty.
2-year
Yeah,
warranty
okay.
with
Raceworks
the
have a
85.
lot of good
That's
products.
pretty awesome.
clamps,
Which
hoses,
is
you know,
most
Yeah, we're a big fan of
manufacturers won't
Raceworks
do.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's always a
That's
plus.
running E85.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and pretty much no manufacturers are like.
Because
as far as I know-
E85 will eat something within, 2 months, really?
Yeah, it depends
Yeah.
on the seal. If they're not made of the right things, they
Yeah.
will, dry seals out. and eat 'em.
Either
Yeah.
TI or Bosch, I don't think either of them offer solid warranties on E85 stuff, but Raceworks will.
There you go.
So
But it's just basically the biggest thing is to make sure you buy from a reputable dealer.
Yeah, no,
Because if
yeah.
you buy online, obviously, unless it's from like you said, EFI Solutions or
Yeah.
a reputable shop, chances are you're getting a fake. Because there's so many fakes out there that you'd line them up next to another pump, like
Yeah.
a genuine, and it's
I
pretty
don't
hard to
care
tell
how
the
many times the eBay ad says genuine.
difference. Yeah.
It
But
is
like,
not.
I know
What
for
do you
instance,
mean? My
like,
whole R33.4 is genuine from eBay.
I know for instance, Outlaw Speed Shop in South Australia, they have an eBay store.
Yep.
But those boys have been around forever doing speedway and
Yeah.
drags and everything now. So there is good reputable companies on eBay and
Yeah, 100%.
out there. Don't knock them, but there is a lot of fake shit out there.
Just
Yeah,
do-
exactly.
Do your
100%.
research.
And-
Yeah,
Yeah.
EFI Solutions even have
And
a
they-
best
yeah.
store.
And it's the poor man pays twice. Can you do it right the first time? We try.
Yeah.
We've said this so many times to so many people, is that there are certain things you can get away with on eBay that are fine to get cheap, but things like injectors is the biggest one we see. Please do not ever buy, no matter what anyone says, don't buy injectors.
Anyway,
Off eBay.
Injectors, fuel pumps,
Sensors.
sensors.
and another one is wastegates.
Yeah,
Do not buy eBay wastegates.
yeah, we've had success with some and not with others.
Yes,
Yeah, that's gonna be
that's
tough
a
to go.
that's a real mixed bag. Of
Because
success
you,
with that
like
one, so.
those mass production wastegates, those springs, they're not all the same tension. Like,
But just so you guys know, I got genuine Bosches in for this time.
Oh, beautiful. That's great. I guess the
I just I don't want to waste the time. Yeah.
but yeah, so a lot like with Turbo Smart, you're guaranteed all the springs are the right tensions. You can go from 7 through to 35, I think it is, in 50 mil.
We
But
have still found-
even things like your priority flow design of your manifold will change that.
Yeah.
Your
But
7 psi spring's not always going to be 7 psi.
Yeah, that's right. But it's all, but if you're using a lot of this eBay stuff, that spring technically isn't 7 pounds.
Oh no, you pretty much
No,
generally
that's-
most eBay
that's a
gates,
guess.
most of the eBay
It's
gates will come with
an
3
ideal.
springs, and basically your rule of thumb is each spring is 7 pound.
Yeah, that's
7 pound,
Yeah.
14, 21.
or 21. Yeah.
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 And
That's
then
pretty
and
much
then
what we got off as a rule of thumb.
another 12 pound.
But yeah,
test.
you're right. There's no
Can't-
guarantee of what
Yeah.
they actually are.
And you
but-
can't trust them straight out of the box, no matter what they say,
That's-
because we have found some, like especially my own personal 31 that we built. I bought a brand new gate for it. I think it was boost spiking like 20, 26, 27 pound. And
Diaphragm
it was
was
just
pinched.
because
Yeah,
the
right.
diaphragm inside was actually pinched between the housings where it was meant to expand.
So that was a
When it's put
eBay.
together.
That was an eBay tile copy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and that's the thing. These things, when you go to put on a dyno, are all pretty critical. Like wasting time, tuning, and whatnot.
It's one of those things I always say. Like a lot of this cheap stuff you can get away with if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're happy to pull it apart and make sure it's all going to work and working and stuff.
Modify
Obviously,
the
obviously
cheap
not those 3 things we talked about
Yeah.
with fuel pumps, injectors, and sensors.
Yeah.
Not
It's
those.
just better to be paranoid and
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
That's it. Work that extra week and pay for the genuine stuff.
Prefer.
Yeah, Brad.
So,
Mate, are those stickers
Hence we're
genuine?
doing the podcast off of GoPro.
Where'd those stickers come from? Wait, we didn't give you those stickers. Who printed them?
Well,
beyond print.
Was that an
Actually,
eBay job?
actually, they're not off eBay. They're by Beyond Print, one of our sponsors, mate, and they very, 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 very awesomely looked after us.
I was going to say,
They did
they look great.
I nearly lost words because they looked after us that well.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Beyond print
1
in
week
your pen.
turnaround. We couldn't ask for more.
Yeah.
That is pretty
And
good.
we,
Oh, the car looks amazing.
and like we dropped it in, or Brad went in there and dropped off. We need 48 stickers and we need them now.
Yeah.
And they punched it out.
And
So.
I used 35 of them.
I thought you were going to say they punched him out. I need 48 stickers right now. Bang!
I want to put it past the girls down there.
Especially having to put up with
They're
him.
like, I walk through the door, they're like,
Brad's
they're like,
This
what's,
guy again.
what's Brad want now?
Brad walks in, he's like,
Wait.
You can't do the toot to the ladies, mate. You can't do the toot to the ladies.
So with all this being going on, you muppets, what has been your favourite project car that you've had to work on each of yours?
What, since Onsong started or since
The
day one?
whole thing you've done, you had a car that decided you've loved it.
This is hard for me because I
We'll go
hate
top two.
every single car ever made. At this point,
Mine,
I
the big
literally,
two would probably be
mechanical.
the
Is that-
barrel
hate
lads,
every
yeah.
one.
Is that mechanical? Like
And
mechanical talk?
the supercharged
passion.
383
There's a lot
V1
of
totally
passion.
built.
Yeah, the purple thing.
Yeah, that purple thing, that was cool. So probably something between those two, I think.
Yeah.
What was that?
So what
Max?
makes you?
What was that, Max?
Oh, sorry, you weren't listening.
I was in my seething hatred of all cars.
It was one of the
Very
cars.
conversation.
It was one of the cars we talked about earlier today. The Tunner,
Which one?
the purple one.
Yeah, which one?
Oh, the VY.
But
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty cool.
And we know you love Barras.
Yeah, they're my favourite.
Oh yeah, everyone looks up there. Obviously, there's a barrier on the hoist up there.
I don't know. I think that car. It's not so much what it is that makes me like it so much. It's just the fact that
How much it pisses other people off.
Oh, even
definitely.
actually, like the dude we're building it for is somewhat just giving us like
Free reign.
full creative control.
Free reign.
Which
yeah,
is
pretty
made
much.
like it's very
That's awesome.
he sort of just told us what he wanted, and I don't think he expected it to be at the level that it's at.
It is a very neat
and
car.
I think he's pretty stoked with it. It's just been really awesome all around. So
He gave some pretty basic hours, like, look, I've got the wagon, I want like a Barra in it, and like
Yeah.
2 or 3 other requirements. Is like, other than that,
What was the whole
Go
idea
for it.
behind the Barra? Like Barra in a Kingswood, it's not something
Piss
you
people
just,
off.
yeah, pretty much.
that is
I think that was mostly it.
Yeah,
They're,
that's the
they're
whole
supposed
idea.
to be boat anchors. They shouldn't be in cars.
they
What, the
literally
Kingswood?
are boat anchors, and they should be.
We're talking
boat
about the
anchors.
Kingswood or the Barra now?
The Barra.
Oh no, the Barra. Yeah.
Sorry.
Fuck me. I love me at Kingswood. Was that bait? Was that bait for me or?
That's what we call as fish and drifts, mate.
Oh yeah, okay. That's it. I'm gonna be naked for the rest of the podcast.
He's throwing the chair.
Nah, I'm trying to pick that up.
No, I've got nothing against Barras.
It's
the
too
biggest,
cold to be naked.
The biggest thing we hate is just the Ford ECUs, and that thing obviously is full aftermarket.
Yeah.
So is the rumour true? They're just a bigger RB30.
No, that is an insult to RB30, so I will not hear it. I will not stand by.
I'm
A
with
lot of
you.
people,
I'm with you
a lot of
100%.
people do say Ford couldn't build anything properly, so they just built a.
They put an extra
RB30.
leader in the RB.
Well, like if you had to like compare,
aren't they
like,
twin?
I like where Max. I like where Max is going, and I think I agree with him.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I want to bring it up because a lot of people say, well, which one's better? Well, RB30, but
obviously not the Barra.
yeah. See, the keyword there is 30.
yeah. So
See,
obviously you get.
no, I'm wherever
No,
Max
but
is going.
if you were to
to
compare, like, if you had to put it somewhere, it's much closer architecturally to an RB than it is to a J.
Yes.
Like your J's got your Siamese board block, your J's got your spline-driven oil pump, where, like the RB, the Barra's not Siamese.
It's
It's
very.
got an oil pump that always breaks, just like an RB. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I
don't
just
know
threw
what
it
you
out there
mean.
because a lot of people do
Never
compare the.
Yeah.
Like they're both brilliant in their own rights.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you can get stupid numbers out of a Barra with doing bugger all.
Yeah, well, like where the Barra has it over, like Barra's got a timing chain where both the RB and the J got timing belts. I'd have to say the Barra valve train's a lot more advanced in
Yeah, technology gap. There's 10
yeah,
years.
exactly. There's a
Well,
fair bit
the
there.
rocker ratio in Barra's a pretty big advantage to them.
Yeah.
I will give them that.
But obviously there is other advantages to just having a shim-on bucket.
Apart from them being
setup.
extremely heavy, extremely tall,
Yep.
awkward to put places.
Are you talking about yourself, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway.
Anyway, okay, sorry.
You literally walked into that one. It's
I was just talking about, like, you had to cut a hole in the bonnet reinforcements to fit the Barra.
I've talked to every time I see one come up online and someone's put like a Barra into a H series, I'm like, oh, how did you do this, do that? And like, oh well, we had to do this and do that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, we had to channel the cross membranes. And that, like, yeah, our engineers weren't happy with it. We saw your videos.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's seen it.
Yeah, everyone saw what we did, and every time I ask them, like, what did you do? They're like, no, we didn't do what you did.
But anyway, long story
Damn it.
short, the Barra doesn't hold a candle to a J.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if you had $30,000
Yep.
to spend on a J, a Barra, an RB, or the LS, where would you go? What direction? 30,000.
LS.
LS?
What cars are going?
Yeah, it all depends what it's for you used
No,
for.
just motor wise. Like, you got 30 grand. How far would that get you? But,
Do you have the motor?
but you'd be happy with that.
Well,
right?
that's
Do you have the motor, or is that
okay. We have to.
You know what I mean?
No,
because
we have
you
to.
think,
You got to set it as a drift
if I
car.
put 30,
There's some rules here.
if I put 30 grand on an RB, the sound of that is unreal. In my
30
ears.
grand in an LS will dust it.
But 30 grand in a
It'll dust
JC will
everything.
just sound
Yeah.
like shit.
Or except
Oh.
It'll sound like all the rods are still inside.
Okay, so obviously
Alright, so if we got
he's picked JC.
No, if it was for a drift car, I'd probably go J.
Yeah.
the weight balance and everything, we'd be pretty alright.
Yeah, well, like
pretty much
LS is a
just
lot
go
lighter.
J period.
J for the win.
LS is a lot lighter than either of them. But again, it depends. Like if you wanted to go big boosted LS and you wanted to choose an iron block, well then all of a sudden
Yeah, but
it's
it's a different
fairly
No,
heavy.
I was going to say the weight advantage tips the other way than if you're going to go that
Yeah,
way.
you got
Yeah,
an
but
iron
if
block.
you go and look at Street Outlaws and those boys in the
Aren't
States...
LS's lighter than the RBs and JZs? Or?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
blocks
In,
are.
in, and that's what we're saying is like in naturally aspirated full alloy form.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But by the time you're talking about okay, we're going to throw 30 grand and say we're going to boost all of them.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Turbos, iron block.
We're going to put an iron block in
Yeah.
it.
in a
Starts to get
cooler,
heavy.
all the
Okay.
bullshit
Yeah,
piping.
like it starts to even
Yeah.
out. But there's not a lot, like ultimately, no matter what anyone says about the differences in them, like by the time you have them fully dressed, turboed, like ready to drop in a car,
Yeah.
across the whole lot of them, it's been done before, they've been measured and checked, there's not a lot of difference. It's like 20, 30, 40 kilo, like as if it's going to make
Yeah.
fucking-
Well, like
Yeah,
a fully
exactly.
dressed, a fully dressed 25 DET, like turbos and all, is
Yeah.
like 240 kilos.
Yeah,
and a
right.
fully dressed LS, like alloy LS, is around 180.
Yeah, right.
Like, again, like Rex
I
is
need to
saying,
pass my advantages I can get. I'm going to need to lose it.
like Rex is saying, by the time you add turbo manifolds and everything else,
Exactly. By the time you turbo your LS, like you're back in.
Yeah, but
in-
also
in
they
sort of
become different
balance, but-
animals to drive.
oh yeah, it's,
Oh yeah.
So
At
like
that- at
you're
that
talking
point-
about your cruiser today, like the torque curve and how
Yep.
smooth it is consistently from low.
Yeah.
Whereas a J with a big
42.
TO4Z or 42 or something takes a lot to get there unless you're anti-lag and whatnot.
Yeah.
An LS will smack it in
yeah,
the first 50 foot.
yeah, that's it. Your 60
Yeah,
foot times in the LS.
the
gotta
best
be
thing
up.
I ever did, we started off when I first built my cruiser, it was twin turbo, it had twin GT35 A2s on. And even though it had really tiny 0.63 rear housings, we were like, oh yeah, it's going to be, it'll be right, it'll spill mint. And it was awful. I mean, at the time, I was like, nah,
But-
it's cool. We ended up changing those turbos back to some really, really, like Brad said today, they look tiny.
Oh, tiny. Like
They
off
look
a
tiny in the
CA18
back.
or an SR20.
That's more
That's
than
what they're built for.
Are they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they're 2867.
And they're
So they're literally
2867s.
intended for like CAs and SRs.
Okay.
I mean, you look at like
and that's crazy to think that's hanging off an LS.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like-
Yeah, but when you break it down, you got 5.7. You split it in half. That's
exactly.
where you work out your literage to torque, and you know.
Exactly where I was going with those. Like they
Not to
really
mention like a
tiny.
CA probably rev to, I don't know, built one rev to $8,000, whereas LS1 you peak at 6.5 or something. Like,
I think the limiter in that is set at 6.2, which was the stock.
yeah.
limit.
So if you went like
So-
a big Voodoo Lenardi cam in that thing, like a 270
What
something.
the fuck's a voodoo?
I just wouldn't. It'd be off.
What's a fucking voodoo?
But basically, by the time the cam was coming on, the turbos would be choking it up.
Oh yeah, with that, like unless you went to a bigger set of turbos.
Yeah.
But then obviously that'll lift your rev range.
Yep.
Fairly
Yeah.
high.
Yeah. So my point with the Cruiser was that like I went from the 35s and it was all right, and it obviously went a lot better than a naturally aspirated one would.
Yeah.
But the best thing I ever did was I went to those 2867s, and like I was saying about this afternoon, the thing is just a monster now.
Could be a
Yeah.
weapon tow vehicle.
Like
that's
at,
what you want.
Yeah, it
at
goes-
2,000 RPM, it is.
Speaking of weapon tow vehicles, my TD42 done fucking mint today, mate.
She only got
Imagine
hot
I could
shots.
spend 30 grand on that TD42.
Well, I just did. Oh, I spent
10 or
more.
those great two-piece cranks.
Is that what they turn into?
Yeah.
It's kind of cute that you're like comparing the two. Like,
Obviously, everyone can tell I'm a Nissan boy.
No, if we go to the diesel subject, right, M57 out of Beamer. You seen that people starting to do those conversions?
literally don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue.
Fuck you,
I've seen
talking about.
Yeah, they're getting some stupid numbers out of these things.
It's still in the stone age of OM606s.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's what we wanted to do. That's what the yellow unit was originally. That's what we wanted to put in. It was a triple turboed
OM606.
OM606.
Yeah, right.
But then I was like, fuck it, we've got 20 million parts and we just put, the usual dog shit, just turboed LS. in it, so.
Dog shit. So you've got a few.
I've just
cars
told
around,
you
mate.
how much I hate turboed LSs, so,
You got
know how I
a
feel
few.
about
You got
it.
a few project cars around.
At least 2.
2.
Is one of them a drift car?
At least one of them.
And what is it?
Shell.
At least one drift car. Potentially.
Aspirated LS.
And the other one
Alright.
is at least one tow vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other one might be a trailer.
Okay, so I'll cut to the chase. So Rex is building an LS S13.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I was trying to get it out of you.
No. You've tried to get a lot of things out of me, Brad. I'm a stubborn man.
Yeah,
and
I know. I had to put stickers of your shop on my car. To
I
get it
don't
out
just
of you.
give it up that easily. You know what I mean? Like,
So
you got to work for it. You know what I mean, son?
this LS you're going to be putting in the
I got my
13.
dinner first.
How spicy is it going to be?
Uh,
Or just reliable?
no, pretty spicy.
It's going to be pretty spicy.
It's pretty spicy.
The stick we're putting in it is pretty big.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll
So are
try.
we staying NA or are we going turbo?
No,
NA.
just spicy, you know. We got some Higgins CNC ported 243s for it.
Mm-hmm. So what are we, you were talking about comp today.
Oh, it's going to be stock bottom end. So
Yeah. Look.
basically, as spicy as a stock bottom end LS gets.
Yeah.
So we're looking for
Look. This is.
Nah,
it's a bit of.
no,
it's
no,
it's,
less
it's a
than
bit of what we talked about this afternoon, where like I ended up with two sort of
420-ish blazers.
two
Yeah, they're a bit reliable and sound cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
two,
it'll
two
sound
average
like
blocks
yeah.
that we got out of a customer's build. One of them ended up in my gully. The other one I managed to just do some like mad dodgy repairs on. I literally welded a TD42 head stud into this block to fix it, to the point I'm confident to use it for the drift car. I got a custom ground, very cranky cam, as Max said, a set of.
So what sort of
Higgins.
duration is it roughly?
It's in the 240s.
240s, but
At
it's on a
50.
108.
At 50,
So really
59 for you weirdos that do Japanese stuff and always talk in advertised
Advertised,
durations,
yeah.
which are meaningless. Anyway.
Is that a whole different subject? Is it?
The cams
yes,
as a whole.
yeah,
If you
absolutely.
haven't watched Engine Masters, they explain it brilliantly. David Frydenberg is fucking full
Yeah.
on when it comes
I
to
have
it.
not watched Engine Masters.
Really?
No.
I know who you're talking about, but for whatever reason,
I thought Goosebumps was Engine Masters.
Yeah, we
Maybe
started.
Who's Goosebumps?
It's a
Boostgumps.
I wouldn't listen to that.
You've done that on purpose, that name, didn't you?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, not
You this man?
Well, LS camps you generally talk your duration at 50,000, and then most of your like Japanese stuff they talk about advertised duration, which is like the whole.
I would disagree. I reckon anyone who knows what they're talking about with cam specs will always talk in 50 durations,
You would think so.
and that
I thought it was like
everyone
degrees.
else.
Degrees.
Hey.
In degrees, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Degrees.
Yeah.
Duration degrees. Same.
Yes.
Yeah,
Duration
but-
degrees,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just catching up with the lingo.
You are caught up. You're good to go.
I am a painter.
Yeah.
What's good?
Okay, Brad.
I paint my car, you make my car go fast.
Less breathing in. Less breathing in when you're painting.
Oh yeah, true. I do get headaches.
So we know you're
Sometimes I get dizzy.
so we know you're big bike fans.
Oh,
Here we
Here we
go.
go. He's gone to get another drink.
He's going to get his bike.
Yes,
what a
please.
wee.
Kimmy's gonna need a drink.
Yeah.
So, who would be your most the rider you like most that's come out of Australia?
Oh, Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence. The Lawrence boys.
Yep.
No, I've been like religiously following the Supercross lately. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down and watch it tomorrow. A few beers,
Yep.
watch Supercross.
So the boys have been going well.
Yeah, Jet's been doing awesome.
Yep. So you fan Chad?
Yeah.
Everyone sort of was back in the day.
Nah, Chad's cool. I like Chad. Pretty aggressive rider. He got rubbed a few people up the wrong way, but
Yeah, that happens. Like Timmy rubs us up the wrong way every day. So
I think you're all right, Timmy.
come on, he's a bit quiet there, mate.
Yeah, someone told him to shut up.
Yeah, it's all Brad's fault.
and now he's not said anything.
Timmy's had a big day.
That's what you get.
So, what's
Yeah,
your
Timmy.
ultimate bike? Like for Supercross wise?
Fucking Supercross. I couldn't ride Supercross.
No, well, cross trail.
How about a bike I can ride with one arm?
There you go.
That'd be ideal.
What
No,
do
you
you
going
got?
back to the Melbourne stuff.
What?
What do you got? A shoulders no good, mate, or
No, elbow.
oh elbow?
Yeah, haven't you seen it?
Elbows. Yeah.
Haven't you seen the elbow?
No, mate. No. What have you done?
She's broken.
Oh,
Oh yeah, she's cooked, man.
she's a bit nasty, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cooked potato. That's why. That's everyone's like, oh, how come Rex does all the work? He's got a fucking broken arm.
Yeah.
It's half the reason we started the business. In 2018, I found out that the radial head never actually grew back to the radius. There's just a non-junction. There's a bone-on-bone joint that does all this movement, and
Oh shit.
it's cooked. So that's when I was like, well, I can't climb towers anymore. Better do something else.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, oh, we better do something else, and he continued to climb towers for like fucking a year, 2.
Yeah, I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
And then I went into a factory, so I just sat in boilers and did fuck all for a year. Now I'm here. Now
That's
running
it.
YouTube's like, what's Rex doing the work?
Yeah. Now he's here, and he sits here and does fuck all.
So,
Yeah, nothing. I
So
don't do
when
anything.
I watch the YouTubes, you don't get too involved, mate. Is there a reason why? Is this okay? So this is the reason why.
How many times are we going to see this happen? Well, you just get a G clamp.
Oh,
The reverse kanga.
oh, reverse kanga. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're our new driver, are you? That's how we're gonna
Oh, just ask QPS. They do not like me driving.
Right. So I do watch a lot of the Boostgumps YouTubes,
Yep.
and Rex doesn't get too involved.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why Rex doesn't get too involved? I
Because
just
he reads
noticed-
the comments.
Are you for real?
Yeah, no. Look,
Max just
honestly,
said he doesn't get too involved because he's busy doing all the work.
even Tim knows that. Shut up, Brad.
I know you've been told him all day.
No, Tim's on
Rex
my side
reads the
now.
comments and they get him right in the field, so he's
Yeah.
like, I'm staying.
Okay, so the comments say like LS is a shit, and you're just like ah.
No, and that,
Nothing to do
100%.
with
That's
it.
pretty much
and that does hurt my feelings because anyone who says that LSs are bad is wrong.
Yeah, they're probably Barra
They've-
fans.
Yeah, everyone
Barra
has
vlogs, I like to call them. Which is what they are.
everyone has like every mode is good for its own application.
Yeah, that's it.
Except for Barras, they're just bad.
Yeah.
Period.
So how
They're not
long?
that bad.
How long have you been doing the YouTube for, Max?
5 years, I think, in
I like how
February.
we fucking got away from that subject real quick.
So how long have you been doing the YouTube for, Max?
I think it's about 5 years, I think, in February. Or 4 or 5 years? 4 years. 4
Yeah.
years, yeah.
4 years.
4 years on YouTube in February and 2 years full-time in the business in February.
Yeah. Okay. And the YouTube's worked well for the business.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of our business come from people.
Yeah, so I was just about to say your clientele has come a lot from YouTube.
Yeah, heaps.
yeah.
Like, we've got a fair few mates around here that we've done a lot of work for, but for the most part, just about most of our customers, you could track them back to YouTube somehow. You know?
Well, I did find you guys off YouTube.
Yeah, Brad's one of them. Here we are. And,
And now look at it.
Yeah. Look what you've created.
yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
So 100%, YouTube's been great for business.
Well, I was going to my local up in Rockhampton, and there was a bit of
You go into your local
going
YouTube.
to your local. No,
Just
there's
the
no-
local YouTube.
No, there's only one YouTube in Rockhampton, bruh. That's Fish and Drifts, bruh. And
Look, you would have seen what happened from the
Your
local.
Poon's biggest fishing drift channel.
Now it's the
well,
world.
you know,
sorted
it
out.
is the world's biggest fishing and drifting
I
YouTube channel.
thought the world yours was
Well,
your Poon.
it's
so.
the only one, so.
Look, we knew. We didn't have to specify.
So anyway, I went to the local in Rockhampton, and I went to Archerfield, and I had a bit of a mishap with the ECU. I'm going, right, that's workmanship that I'm not in favour of, and I
Why is that?
I can't believe you linked those words up.
and I was started watching YouTube at the time. I wasn't a big man on YouTube, and
Back then, at least.
Oh, now he's number one star in the
oh,
world.
I calm down. And I did come across to the old Lep Labs channel because I was starting to look into
The old Let Lab.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah, because I started, typing in, YRB shit, and then
Why is my RB fucking got no oil?
yeah, and then Max comes up and goes, "Your oil pump's fucked." and then I noticed, you guys are 6-7 hours away, and I was going, right, I'm gonna take the chance on you boys. You boys are putting it out there, not hiding nothing, and next minute I've been around for 2 years now, so
Man,
yeah.
No matter how many
Getting on the
times,
beers with us here every
no
single-
matter how many times I tell Maxim what you give away too much information.
yeah, maybe.
Stop telling these people how to build engines that we can do. But as you said, here you are.
Well,
Hey,
you've
if
got
people are in a position where they can take advantage of that information, great.
yeah.
If people aren't, then it just proves that we have the information. They're going to want to send it to us.
One of your biggest
So-
RB videos are like 50,000 views. Or
Oh yeah, I keep getting copyright
Yeah.
stuff every few months. Someone's I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure in that video I just used a heap of free music through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like every few months, someone
Because that was back in the
Licenses.
days. That was
Yeah.
back in whenever.
every now and then someone will license one of the bits of music I made, and they're
Yeah.
like, copyright.
Oh, true.
And I'll go to the thing, and it's like my video is like 3 years older than their one, and I'm like, can I just?
That's silly.
Yeah, I'm like, can I just argue this? I'm pretty sure if you go back and watch that video now, like most of the information is just muted because
Yeah.
the music behind it has been copyrighted and I had to just mute the segments.
That's silly, eh?
So I should probably remake that video.
We've realised we're not making money off YouTube's, so we're just like throwing in like
Really?
yeah, we're
Mate,
just throwing like corn.
you got out of
What's
my
the
car
last corn?
today.
Riding the horses. Yeah,
Don't break, mate.
Daryl Braithwaite.
Daryl,
You gotta get that.
You've got
that one.
Daryl Braithwaite money?
You gotta get that
Holy shit!
Have you not seen the boat ramp episode?
But fucking, you got out of my car this afternoon
I've got
and
the
you
most-
had your door open for you. I don't understand how this is.
That's how Timmy pays his rent.
Oh.
one. You gotta get that one summer by
was
Daryl
like- I was
Braithwaite.
like,
That's a bloody day.
I was like, Timmy, one free week of rent. Just open the door in front of the, Onsong boys. Just make it on
Butter it up.
Yeah, I'll roll it around here.
Cheap bread.
You gotta sell it.
I've done worse things for it.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, let's not go there tonight, right?
Hey, did you
yesterday.
crash your drone today? No.
No, I did yesterday.
Did someone
There
else?
you go.
Did someone else crash a drone today?
Who can fly a drone?
Not you anymore.
Hey, I'm sure it'll fly. It'll just do.
Timmy's like, got in.
Oh, that's very sad.
Oh, look at that. Look, oh, the dingly dangly.
Looks like one of them Barra oil pumps.
Pretty much.
So
That's got 2 lobes left on it.
in the future, where do you want to be?
Here.
Oh, obviously.
Not in jail.
So, like for instance, would you want to go do drag week or
100%.
like?
Absolutely.
Let's,
Yeah.
you know, that'd be sick.
So
to
that's
do.
America.
No,
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 Australian.
no,
Australian
no,
drag
There's
show.
Australian
Drag challenge segment.
Yeah,
drag
drag
show.
show.
And
Yeah.
Come on, Jeffrey.
Well, you know what he means.
Hey, Bradley,
You know,
give him the break.
enter the
He's
street
leading this
class, you know.
podcast.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen. We've actually got a few cars here. We've got 2 cars down there that we're actually planning on building for drag challenge, one for each class. So we want one for the 265 class and one for the 235 class.
yeah.
So we do have big plans to do that.
So in the
And
265.
I'm pretty sure we could talk Joel into being some kind.
So 265. That means you get to take on all show.
yeah, basically the big boys.
Big boys.
That thing's
We've got a perfect car for it.
Yeah.
Another
We've got a
big
perfect car to take on all the big boys.
it's a
so,
it's just shaped like a dad.
yeah, it's shaped like it's meant to go fast and straight.
We've got a Firebird.
Can you shut up?
It's a Trans Am, but
Oh, that was
yeah.
a good guess. You said it looks like a bullet.
It's a very fancy
Jeffrey,
Firebird, right?
shut the fuck
I was going to say A86, and they're pretty dirty, eh?
No, it's not. Dead short.
The wheelbase is about this long. By the time you hit 100k an hour,
Out of all the cars I've seen today, there is none on this site. So I was like, nah, that'll be it. There won't be that.
Hey, you didn't see the ones under the tower.
But I was just like, nah, I haven't seen one of them because the old man was talking about it this morning. And I was like,
What?
oh, that'd be freaking cool.
yeah. No, pretty keen. So yeah, super keen on things like Drag Challenge Australia. Big fans. Obviously, eventually we'll get back to drifting one of these days.
Yeah.
Um,
So you've got an R31 that you're building?
another R31.
Yep.
Just every time I try and get away from them, I end up fucking
Back
building
with them.
another one.
Yep.
Every time I'm like, nah, I'm done with R31s. Something's like an R31 just sucks me back in.
And that's going to be RB20.
Mate, I wish. You know how expensive RB20s are now?
Yeah, I know. You're getting up there, mate. Eh?
Nah, same thing. Just aspirated LS1, very similar setup to Rex's, but without the big dog heads. Well, it was going to be aspirated LS1. At this stage, it might even end up being a 6-litre. But we'll just see what happens. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I ended up selling the LS1 I had set aside for it because people were paying.
We literally had built it.
Yeah, it was built ready
built.
to go. And then we really wanted to get into diesel tuning. We needed to buy software to do that, which was very expensive. And it was just sitting under the pallet racking over there. And, I was like,
for
you know
whatever
what?
reason, LS1
People are paying like
prices-
3.5
stupid.
grand. Yeah, people are paying like 3.5 grand for these things, so I sold it.
Ever since they announced Holden went out, closed, all that shit went through the roof.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I still don't understand it. Like every fucking
because
every
everything
person,
is
every person you
so
talk
much
to,
of
like, yeah, you know they don't fucking. Ever since then, they don't make Holdens anymore. So it makes my.
It's still LS is second or third.
But that makes my
production motor
H.
still,
Yeah,
isn't
like
it?
that makes my HQ worth more because they don't make Holdens anymore. Like, can't they haven't made HQs
Yeah.
for 40 fucking
Yeah,
years?
that's
Like
right.
just because Holden's left now doesn't. Anyway, for whatever, like market dictates value of shit. So
Yeah.
whoever is advertising stuff, whoever's buying it,
Supply and
It's
demand.
the buyers that are ruining it. Really.
yeah, pretty much. So like,
They're
if-
paying
yeah,
the
exactly.
Stop paying this shit price.
Yeah, stop buying LS1s for $4,000.
Yeah, bring it back to $1,000.
Yeah.
100%.
That's
We've
it.
said it so many
Love
times.
everyone. Let's do
Like
it.
my Land Cruiser's got the twin turbo LS1 in it.
Yeah.
The WK that Max is driving now, and the WH that my old man has. I bought all 3 of those cars in a space of 3 weeks, all for less than $2,000, each.
Yeah, right.
And
2 of them
all
are
3 of them-
registered on the road as we speak.
Yeah, all 3 out of the 3 of them, we just picked 2, said you 2, registered them, put them on the road. The only one I pulled for the cruiser was because it had 400 and whatever thousand Ks on it. So we're like, whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna put fresh rings and bearings anyway. It doesn't matter if you've got a lot of Ks. The other 2 literally just got roadies. They passed roadies and put them on the fucking road, and they are still driving around now.
How good's
All
that?
3 of them complete running registrable cars
Yeah.
for less than $2,000 per car. And now you can sell a canned LS1 on its own for like 3.5, $4,000.
Yeah.
Like, what the fucking?
Yeah.
Go
I would not.
go
I
and try
would
and buy
not do
a
it.
VT 304.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a roller motor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even
Get off
worse.
it.
Like, and then you can make good power out of it, but
What's
it costs
that?
too
5
much.
litre?
Yeah, like a whole 5 litre.
VT
Yeah.
was the roller motor 5 litre.
What are
They
they going
only
for
made
now?
them for the VT Series 1.
Oh, a good VT 304 is 6 to 8,
Yeah?
depending on what it is.
Yeah, that's.
Ooh,
I feel like
Fish
that's
and
probably
Drifts
the
might
cheap
even
side.
have one.
Well, we're gonna
Breaking news. Just leave it at that.
Anyway, that's what I'm hearing about.
Yeah, I got
Anyway.
excited. I got excited. $6,000.
What are you
Holy
not?
shit.
What are you not telling us?
We'll swap you a J. We'll swap you a J.
For what?
What
VT
sort?
304.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, you want a 5 litre? You
What
want
sort
a
of-
No, I'm
what
gonna
sort
keep
of
the J's. Hey, I've got a pallet of J's and a pallet of RB30s, and I'm holding on to them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not
No,
fair.
we're gonna whole mess of RB30s. The one thing we don't have for them is just cranks.
Yeah, cranks are
So
exciting.
just they throw big ends.
You have
and
a
we just-
pallet of
It's almost like they gave
25
shit oil
litres?
pumps or something, and they keep
Yeah, it's
destroying
like,
cranks.
imagine an RB oil pump being shit and they just fuck up big ends, destroy cranks and shit.
Imagine
It's
that.
like Mitch Pullen put up a post the other day. He was like looking for LS1 cranks, and I was like, yeah, they're a pretty short supply. And he's like, yeah, everyone's shit sumps keep fucking breaking. I'm like, yeah, the old flat bottom.
Yeah, you know what LS1s do? They throw fucking big ends.
What's Mitch driving these days?
That's why
pulling.
we have an entire back room.
Yeah.
That's
I
got
think
a
he's still got
fucking
that
shelf
ridiculously off-tap
of
Hilux,
fucking
and
gentry rods and
he's
pistons.
building basically
Yeah.
everyone's dream
But no
in his
cranks.
S13.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Makes it
that
hard to
thing?
put together.
Oh, I haven't seen it in a
You're
long
fucked.
time, but yeah.
Oh, it's like he's got I think it's like a 671 or an 871 on a LS in his S13. It's basically our dream. We're very jealous.
It makes all the right noises.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Mitch.
Literally
his
good.
work is great, but yeah,
God, it's 670.
yeah, but it's just you look at his exhaust and the 8-into-1 collector, like the whole thing is just like
Oh, that was okay.
it was really cool. I'm a big fan. I'm excited to see it finished and driving because I think it's going to be just outrageous. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely, eh?
Something different. It's basically what we always talk about. It's like, oh, it's different for the drift scene. It's like bringing burnout scene to the drift scene, and it's different, and it's just going to sound that ridiculous. People
Yeah,
have,
those-
to,
the boys-
have to respect
I'd
it.
rather we did it, but I'm glad that someone.
Yeah, well, someone is.
The generations, the burnout crowd and drift crowd do not get along. I know up in the local area, it's...
Really?
Yeah, well, we all keep calling it burnouts with skills.
Yeah, okay.
No.
So...
Well, I'm sort of
Yeah,
saying
well,
because
that's
There's
feeling.
central Queensland for you, mate. No, not one motorsport will get along with
Yeah,
another
true.
motorsport.
You got
Yeah,
to
right.
punch on for the venues.
just, I'll punch your lips off.
But
In private, right?
What, lips?
what are you two been up to today? Like, seriously.
Mitch,
They've been pretty close. No,
he's been fucking weird all afternoon.
Few snuggles going on, eh, on the couch. Down the back.
But
So anyway,
Anyway.
we're nearly running out of time here. But we got Matsuri 2 weeks.
Yes.
We've got lots of planners coming down and check it out.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Get down here and thrash the car around. And
Fingers crossed you will get there as well. Because your car will be tuned if we rent a dyno.
I
yeah.
have so much camping space in that fucking pavilion.
And the boys should be at the drift comps as well, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
May 28th, first drift comp.
Better chuck it up, yeah, before you leave, I'll chuck it
Yeah,
up.
throw that up there.
Yeah.
But also, shout out to Whitey's Wiring.
Yeah, 100%. So actually, yeah, we should have talked about that, but we ordered a whole heap of Tefzel because this is basically going to be the first loom that I'm going to be doing from start to finish. So we've always done a bit of wiring. We've got like some Raychem 44 spec wire that we use. It is good wire, but we were like, if we're going to do a whole loom, we better buy some Tefcel.
TFX.
Yeah,
TFX we got. So it's like this far from Tefcel. It's
but either way, we'll buy some Tefcel to do a full loom, and I ordered it because Whitey's always been the guy who we've gone to for wiring, and we were like, if we're going to start doing wiring, we'll at least buy all our stuff through him.
And he does all custom J harnesses and everything too.
He does all custom.
He can do
harnesses. He's a G.
anything.
His wiring is just he wired up the Kingswood.
too.
Those boys wired up the Kingswood. It's just amazing. His work's impeccable.
If ever we have a choice of if someone has to do wiring that we can't or won't do, it's either him or
But
pretty much nothing.
basically, I was like, I'm happy to sponsor Brad here a Motec, but I can't sponsor paying Whitey to wire it in. So if we're going to do it, I'm going to have to wire it. So that's how we ended up down this road. So I put in an order of wire with Whitey, as well as ordering all of the plugs we need for the loom from Whitey as well. And unfortunately, something happened with the order and it ended up getting delayed.
Blame
due to
TNT.
Yeah, whatever. We'll blame COVID or something.
Yeah.
That's what everyone else does.
COVID.
TNT usually does fucking suck. So fucking blame TNT.
But either way, basically we couldn't get our wire order in time, so Whitey, being the absolute G he is, just spilled us off a few meters of what we needed from his own wire in his shop that he was using. Got us a box full of wire so that we can at least get this thing done.
Big shout
Not
out.
only that, but today is Saturday the 12th of March.
Yep.
Literally yesterday we went to put another car we have to tune before Matsuri on the dyno, and the retarder on our dyno has left the chat. It's decided it doesn't want to be with us anymore. So
It knew Brad was coming.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, great timing.
They knew the 33.4 was coming. It was
It's not
like,
good
no.
time at all. You don't want your dyno to
yeah.
fuck up, do you?
Oh yeah, it's not like we're busy enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, the retarder has to be sent down to Dyno Dynamics in Victoria to get rebuilt, which means we're out of a dyno for the immediate future until further notice. So Whitey, once again, coming to the party, saving the day. He's got a twin retarder mainline dyno in his workshop now that it's fairly new. He's actually just had it completely refurbished by Mainline. And because he isn't a full-time tuner, it's often sort of just sitting there, and he's basically said that if we need cars done ASAP, we can go down and rent that off him and use this dyno to get them done. So
That's awesome.
worst case scenario, we have a dyno to use once we get this thing wired up to go down and tune it in time for Matsuri. If ours is not that
So we
connection by then.
might be just me and you at QR, will we? Maybe.
Might work out that way.
So
Here's Brad sitting in pit lane like, where's my car?
I'm ready.
Whitey's like,
Got his helmet on his
I got my sticker on my back. That's your sticker on my back. I'm ready to go. Nah, we'll be right, boys. Positive
we'll
energy.
get it done one way or another, but yeah,
Positive energy.
can't thank Whitey's there.
Oh, we usually
Whitey's wiring
we
enough.
haven't fucking missed a deadline yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we always make it. We don't always make it as people. We're normally pretty fucking
you-
cooked by
you
the
boys
time
are
it
good
comes
for it.
around and we're sleeping on the concrete. But we do make sure.
Yeah.
That's their dedication though. That's the passion for the motorsport. That's what it's about.
That's it.
Oh, I really wish I didn't.
Give it another few years and you won't even be there at all. Somebody will be like, "Can you do this for me?" You'll be like, "Fuck off."
I'll have drunk enough beer by then. I'll be like, no. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
I just do
about.
oil changes and air filters.
Air filter.
what's an air filter?
Well, apparently some people
Mate.
put it in their cars. I don't
The
know.
air is already filtered. I don't know.
By trees. Yes, I know.
Trees.
Mate,
do
it's
the
a
job for
TD40.
us. I
It's a TD42. Aren't you hoping it dies?
know. I feel like.
Hey, there's been about 100 grasshoppers up mine, but hasn't killed it
Maybe you
yet.
should put a filter. Maybe at least just tape a rag over the snorkel.
Anyway, guys, thanks for staying and watching.
Yep.
Thanks to Max, Rex, sorting the car, Pulsar, Motec, NZ Wiring, Whitey's, Yon Print, JMac, Wholesale, everyone else I can't remember. Thanks for everyone's support and
If you made it this far,
good on you.
go see a doctor.
That's
これがシードにない走りかもしれない。はい、もうね、何も文句 哲也